Hello, bright and shiny beacons of light. This is Michael Sandler, your host on Inspire Nation with tonight's Ask Michael Anything. Off screen, running the chat, we have a very chipper yet exhausted Pookie, also known as Jessica Lee, who is in the middle of first trimester and is surfing the waves, so to speak, of hormones, of energy, of everything involved as she's building a new body. Second body, that is. So she will be off camera for most of the evening, but she'll be running the chat, all your questions, everything of that sort. So excited to talk with you this evening. Wasn't sure if I was going to be able to make this work. Actually, confidence was high, but I had to wait and see. I had oral surgery 6 days ago. We're going to talk about a little bit of how that has to do with this topic of change in a little bit. I had 3 teeth that I had cracked, one almost a decade ago, 2 more than a decade ago, and I didn't have the time. I didn't have the funds. I didn't prioritize the funds to try to figure out how to get them dealt with at the time. And so fast forward to today, I had to have those extracted last week, along with 4 wisdom teeth where there was infection starting behind the cracked wisdom teeth. So I have been a little, excuse me, a little bit of a hurting puppy for the last 6 days. But I know that when I get on the mic with you, I get all excited and everything goes great. So I'm so glad we were able to do this. There's a theoretical chance we will cut things a little bit short if I get too sore. My guess is that will not be happening. So with that said, I'm going to pull up my notes here. We are going to see how things go. Tonight, we're going to be talking about how to make change a breeze. Before we do that, talking about positive change, we've been taking a look at the survey results. The results are in. Actually, the results continue to come in, so you can go over to our website and add your 2 cents worth. We would love to hear from you. But we are going to be developing some sort of a learning hub, a place that you can come for a minimum monthly payment and be able to get access to tons of Inspire Nation info, and we'll be continuing to feed that on a regular basis for you, really our Inspire Nation family, to give you all the tools that you need to help change, improve, and shift your life. We will also be coming up with a sexier name, I'm sure, than a learning hub. There has to be something that'll work better. In fact, we are up for suggestions, but we want to make a super easy place where everybody can come together and get any information that you need to change your life. You're looking for increasing wealth, here's where you go. You're looking for changing jobs, here's where you go. Relationship, help, whatever it is, we want to be able to help you with that. So with that said, let us dive in and let's talk about change. So we just came back, and I may or may not ask Jessica to go, we just came back from our first cross-country skiing session, which is really at the end of the skiing year, with our new skis. Isn't that right, Jessica?
Yes.
She said,
yes.
Yes. Yes. We came back from our first session, and I think it was a bit challenging getting the equipment out, figuring out what to take where, figuring out how to get it out of Tessie with skis and cars and mud and all sorts of things. And it was a little bit challenging, wasn't it?
Yes.
So all I'm going to do is ask her questions that she can go,
no.
What? Wait. Maybe yes or no to. But that's part of what we're talking about here tonight, is great things come with change. When we got everything out of the car and figured out what in the world we were doing, obviously we had a lot of fun. This morning, we went to the gym. First time back since, well, I guess technically I showed up. I was half conscious, so to speak, the day after I was roto-rooted. We showed up this morning at the gym. And there are new walls. All the equipment was moved. Nothing was where it was supposed to be. And it completely took us out of flow. But that's part of what I want to share with you this evening, is being out of flow. Crazy as it sounds, being out of sync, being out of our current paradigm. can be the greatest thing in the world because it takes us out of our bubble or our unique perspective. And we all have a unique perspective. We take in something like, I don't know, it's maybe 4 billion bits of information they guesstimate every second. But we can only process 4,000 bits of information, which means all we see is what we want to see, quite literally. But when change is thrust upon us, or even if we ask for change, when we're in the middle of change, we can't see those normal 4,000 bits of information. It's chaotic, it's jumbled, it's confusing. And as Cindy, the front person who works the front desk and everything else at the gym says, and we love you, Cindy, if you're watching this, change is awesome. Change can be great because it forces us to look at things in an entirely different way. On that note, we've been talking with a lot of experts, marketing experts, YouTube experts, videography experts, all sorts of experts as we're looking at what is Inspire Nation 2.0. I've never called it that until tonight, but I kind of like the sound of it. Where we're going, where we're evolving, where we're growing with this. We've talked with a lot of experts. And as Jessica has said, it can be really frustrating when they ask us questions we don't have the answers to. But guess what? If we had the answers to it, we wouldn't be in our current paradigm. No judgment. Remember that. Change is all about no judgment. It's not about having all the answers in the process. It's about stepping forward and see what comes to you. So because we don't have the answers, that's great. It really helps us to get out of our paradigm. Now, when we are in the midst of change, we feel spun. We feel like almost the eye of a storm, or really more like in a tornado. We feel unmoored. But that unmooring is us being able to get light so that we can pivot. It's actually a great thing. So when you find yourself super frustrated, I don't know the answer. My ego is throwing up a tantrum, a hissy fit. I'm going back to when I was a 5-year-old kid because I don't have the right answer and I don't want to get in trouble. Realize that super frustratedness, if that's a term, is actually a really beautiful part of the process. And that leads to the creme de la creme. Oh, we have a Lumi hissing, I think, at a love bug going on behind us. Not sure what's going on over there. So right as I say creme de la creme, I got my dental work done this week. And oh my God, I don't want to kid you. I don't need sympathy. It's all good. Wow, 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 wow. Did that hurt? Much more than I expected. Everything from the sedative or sedation that turned out to be a non-sedation. So I was fully conscious through this whole process and not even fully numbed up, but I'm just like, I didn't want to complain. I'm just like, let's just do this. To the amount of pain that I've been in the last, I guess, 5, today 6 days has been incredible. But I want to heal. I want to get stronger. I want to get better. We're going to get all this dental work done. I'm going to have some beautiful implants put in there in these back teeth. You can't see where it is, but I'm going to have this done. And then I'm going to be able to eat my apples again and eat everything again and be happier in many ways than before. And because I don't have low-grade infections in my mouth, be even healthier than before. So why I would never, ever say, bring it on. It's actually this change, this tumultuous time, this discomfort is really for the best. So really, the theme that we're talking about tonight, change is inevitable. It's really the only constant in the universe. But holding on and trying to hold on to the old, trying to hold on to my broken teeth and the infections, unfortunately, that were beneath this that I didn't even know about, but were hurting like crazy. Trying to hold on to it, that is the real pain. That's like trying to, instead of take your boat downstream, going into a river and trying to push your inflatable raft up a whitewater river as it's pounding you with flow. If instead you say, this is scary, this is unplanned, don't know where I'm going, don't know how I'm going to get there, out of my control. But I'm going to hop in that boat anywhere and see where it takes me. You flip the paradigm of shame, shame of change, going from holding on to relaxing into things. And you suddenly find yourself going with the flow, and it can be a truly exciting and beautiful time. The most important thing is this: awareness. When you're in the process of change, recognize it, write about it, give into it rather than trying to fight it. Yes, my teeth are killing me, but it will pass. Yes, I don't know what I'm doing, even pulling the skis out of the car, let alone trying to figure out how to do this cross-country skiing thing. That'll pass too. Laugh at yourself through the process. If you can't, cry at the process, but still continue. Yes, I can't find anything in the gym. Where's this inflatable ball? Where's this? Where's that? Where's the other thing? Instead, look at it as a game. In this case, it was a hide and seek game at the gym. Where's the equipment hiding, and can I find it? And with the experts, the more I find, the more you speak with people who challenge you, who make you feel, not belittling you, big difference, but make you feel that you don't have the answers, the better. They're helping you move forward. They're helping get you out of your paradigm. Now realize your ego does not like this. It does not like not having the answers. And it will either give up, unlikely, or fight back, more likely. Gain awareness of this. See it coming, relax into it, breathe into it. I don't want to say allow the ego to have a hissy fit in the middle of things, but don't judge yourself for it. Change is truly seen as a threat of the nervous system. But note when you get upset and realize. So let's say that you're talking with an expert. An expert goes, well, have you thought about creating a vault, Michael and Jessica? And Michael's ego goes, why? Should I have thought of that? Why didn't I think of that? Oh my God, I've messed everything up. I didn't make a vault. Well, that's craziness. But that is how our egos, and my ego, may work. We turn things against ourselves. But if we can step back and go, wow, why did I get so upset about a vault? Why was I threatened by that? What's the nugget? What can I learn? Well, he's right. I actually don't know much about it. He's right. I have no idea what software to use. He's right. This is going to be more work than I thought. But there may be something really special in here as well. There's always a nugget of gold hidden in whatever you tripwire with your ego. When your nervous system goes berserk, realize you're actually exceptionally close to a pot of gold. Actually, Napoleon Hill tells a story in Think or Grow Rich. Guy who buys a gold mine, I believe it is. He mines it for 3 years, gets a little gold out of it. He digs and digs and digs and digs and digs and digs, can't find anything more. Digs until completely out of frustration. He basically throws up his hands and goes, that's it. I give up. I have tried everything I could. Sells it for pennies on the dollar, gives up, walks away frustrated. The next guy comes along, a mining engineer, makes some calculations, determines the guy was 6 feet away from a major vein of gold. When your nervous system is going nuts, when your ego is giving you the blowback or the kickback or the kick in the butt, you may actually be much closer to success than you ever could have imagined. And realize that frantic energy, it's really creative angst. It's like being on a starting line. You're about to do this most magical race, and you're really nervous, and others around you are nervous, and you're more nervous, and you don't know what's coming next. Ask any great artist or musician how they felt before they wrote, painted, drew, or made their masterpiece. Odds are very high they felt miserable beforehand because there's this giant wave, tsunami of energy about to topple out of them, from them, and be birthed by them. that energy, if you can recognize it as creative angst, instead of judging yourself, you go, great, I'm about to surf the most amazing wave. Realize too, this wave often shows itself as self-doubt. We're going, I really screwed up. Why did I put myself out here? Why am I in the middle of this, this river or creek without a paddle? I'm completely unmoored. I've blown it. I've ruined things. Oh my God, why can't I just have things back the way they were? It's simply that you're squeezing through a tight and narrow doorway. It's almost a rite of passage. I would call it a necessary part of great change. And it means you are absolutely right exactly where you're supposed to be. There's this entrepreneurial myth that, oh, be an entrepreneur, life will be great, nothing will be scary, everything will be perfect, the money will be rolling in. Let me tell you, if you're on path as an entrepreneur, and we are all entrepreneurs of our lives, where I'm in the business of Michael, Jessica's in the business of Jessica, you're in the business of Dina or John or Mary or whomever, Kekin. We're all in the business of ourselves. And it's supposed to be a scary ride. If it's not a scary ride, you're not pushing, challenging yourself, learning, growing, and evolving. And realize we have fear and, I'm trying to wrap my fingers together. I don't know the best way to show this. We have fear and excitement confused. Is ever since we were little kids, maybe when we first started getting in trouble, we started to go from excited about things, don't do that, to fearful. But fear is simply excitement without deliberate action. Once you're stepping forward in the direction of your dreams, that fear calms down and turns into another 4-letter F word, not the one you're thinking. Stop that. Fuel. It turns into fuel. Does it mean you won't be scared? No. Am I scared every day? Well, between you and me, Jessica, block your ears. I scare myself silly almost each and every day. But I actually have an acronym that I use. Keep those ears covered. MCCS. Jessica doesn't know this acronym. Michael, Calm, Courageous, Sandler. What does this mean? It means, you're good now, Pookie. It means that when I scare myself silly, I need to recognize the fear, ask what it's coming from, and then step forward anyway. The fear melts away. I learn something from it in the process, and I am growing my courage muscle. You too can grow that courage muscle. When you come unmoored, when you come almost unglued, you're re-entering the world of magical possibilities. You're growing yourself strong. You're shattering your current paradigm. This can be a tremendously positive thing. A common attempt that we do once change occurs, once we're in the middle of things, is we try to fight things. We try to push them back and say, oh, mistake, I'm going to try to put the genie back in the bottle. Or we try to get on the gas and go full throttle towards things as if I pick up speed, I will get through this faster. It doesn't work this way. We have to slow down. We have to allow into things. And in essence, there's the expression, no mud, no lotus. You try to plow through that mud too fast, you will get stuck. We instead have to allow for it all. How can we do this? Lean into it. Write about things. Bear with me. This plate is echoing. I'm going to gift Jessica with this plate. Do you think you can put that someplace for us? Thank you. Allow into it. Write about it. Read about it. Learn about things. Observe them. Take the time to step back from your current situation. So for instance, we're working on great change with the business. I've got obviously great change going on with the dental work, but we took time away from the business today. We got for a long drive to go skiing. Why would you go for a long drive when you're in the middle of change and you don't, quote, have enough time? Something I try to never, ever say. It's really about how you allocate your resources. However, when you step back, you allow the greatest ideas to chase you down. Now, that could be literally stepping back. It could be going for a walk. It could be simply going to the breath. Or one of my favorite exercises, the 3x3. Take 3 minutes, 3 times a day to just focus on breathing in through the nose, down to the belly, and back up and out through the nose. But that stepping back can help calm the nervous system and change everything. One of the fun tools that I like to use is to put myself in the role of the observer, trying to watch myself play a role rather than be the player. What does this mean, for example? Well, there was Michael on the chair who was really, really suffering as we're going through this dental work. And there was the Michael who is, in a sense, cheering him on, going, this is good. We can make it through this. This is going to really help us. And over the last week, I said, Michael, it's okay. I know that you're in a lot of pain. It will pass. Something special will come out of it. The more that you can put yourself in the role of the infinite observer, of the cheerleader, of the one who is observing you, you can say, wow, look at that guy struggling. Look at him bouncing from left, bouncing to right. Look at that girl. Look at all the challenges she's going through. I send her all the love in the world. I know she's going to be okay. If you can read the book of your life rather than try to force ahead and tear the pages, or watch the movie of your life, it takes the edge off. It takes the bite off. It can actually make things more interesting and exciting. Think of your life as a movie. Wow, this would make a really good scene right now. Imagine you're in a really terrible moment of change and self-doubt and a dark night of the soul, and you can't even sleep, and you're going, oh my God, what am I going to do now? And then go, wow, this would make for a great Netflix movie, wouldn't it? Right now would be the point in the story where the hero is at their low moment. We don't know if they can make it through. There's lots of self-doubt. They don't know if they can make it. And we know that hero is going to turn the corner and everything's going to work out. Well, it always does in life. You're here. That's representative of it. Is it perfect? No, life is never perfect. It's all about learnings along the journey. But if you can observe the movie of your life, it really can change everything. During this time, if you're going through big change, while I'm suggesting letting go and going with the flow, you can hold on to a certain amount of normalcy in the process. You don't have to go, screw it, I'll let go of everything. You can. It's an exciting ride. But you can also anchor in, get your belays in place as if you're climbing that rock. That could be regular walks. It could be regular talk with supportive family and friends. It can be holding on to a morning routine, something I highly, highly recommend. Or it can be even an exercise routine. When the world is spinning all around you, hold on to some semblance of the familiar. You don't need to let it go of all of it at once, particularly if there's a spiritual element to it. During these times of great change, I lean into spirit. I lean into my automatic writing. Over the last week, I've leaned into prayer. And on that chair, oh my God, was I leaning into prayer. Right now, what does that mean? As I'm coming out the other side, yesterday was, I think, just about as painful as day number 1. Today is much less painful. In fact, I didn't take anything through the night. Woohoo! This morning, I did my heart coherence work, basically my meditation. I did intention setting work, and I did my automatic writing. Those 3 go-tos that I try to make sure I get each and every morning, which helps anchor, ground, and center me. Now, the intention work, that's an interesting one. Because when we're in the tunnel of change, we forget where we're going. We forget how we're going to get there. We forget that we're on a special path. All we can see is the muck and the mire that we're in. We don't know why we're here. Our emotions are high. Our ego is either beating us or wanting us to make a run for the hills, and we can suddenly feel completely lost. But if each and every morning you write out your intentions for the day and the intentions for why you're going through this process, then you'll be a glimpse. You'll be in the midst of it and you'll go, oh, whoa, whoa, wait. I'm doing this because I'm going to feel so much better on the other side. I'm doing this because it's so great for my future, and I know that. I'm doing this because this is my chance. This is my shot. I'm so proud of myself for going for it. Setting that attention helps you know you're on track and help you feel better throughout the entire process. Key to change, almost above and beyond anything else. And that's the image that you see here. Kind of a strange image I put up earlier today, but it was a loving image. I tried doing a image that just didn't work so well when it was still looked a little bit strange. But love yourself up without judgment, no matter what. Even if you crack, scream, hop up and down, cry, go around, whatever it is, please forgive me. Love yourself up without judgment. It's normal to crack. It's normal to fracture. It's totally okay. Hopefully you don't do it in a fancy French restaurant. Jessica and I were just watching the Blues Brothers. But whatever you do, love yourself up with judgment. Know that this is helping you get through the process. Yes, there are buttons pushed. Yes, there are learnings that can be gained from this experience. Yes, you will be even stronger, better, and more aware on the other side. But don't judge yourself in the middle of the mud of the mire. You're doing the best you can. That's all you can do. So truly love yourself up. Then do things that raise your energy. Jessica, have I been playing beautiful music first thing in the morning?
Yep.
Have we been sort of dancing in the kitchen?
We have?
A little bit, maybe. Have we been singing in the shower? Well, I have anyway. The point is, put on some uplifting music, inspiring music, movies that bring you up, up, up. Shift all the energy that you can to the positive. Use it as fuel to help you through this. Now, I'm not a big fan of comfort foods because comfort foods tend to feel good going down and then bring your energy down. But look at what positive foods you can put in yourself, inside of yourself. Fresh fruit, fresh vegetables. Find a favorite fruit or two. What fruit have we been mowing on lately?
Blueberries.
Woohoo! Fresh blueberries. Get yourself a favorite fruit or two and go to town on it. Now, of course, if you have blood sugar challenges, we've got a whole bunch of stuff to talk on. But if you can have it, go to town on this good, positive, uplifting. It could be a green smoothie. Nourish yourself with all the positive energy you can. And then if you can, get yourself out. I wasn't sure I was really ready for the gym this morning, but get yourself out and surround yourself with the most positive, uplifting people that you can. And be willing, be open to share, to talk about your experiences. But do watch. Don't commiserate. Don't say, oh my God, look at how much pain I'm in. So that somebody goes, oh, you poor thing, you're in so much pain. Yeah, I'm in so much pain, because you're creating a feedback loop that rewards you for being in pain. Instead, you can say, how are you doing, Michael? Oh my God, have I been in pain, but I'm doing better. I'm going to continue to do better. I know I'm going to come out the other side, and look for all the positives that you can. Wrapping this up, and then I want to take your beautiful questions. Surf the wave of energy. Surf the wave of change. Don't see it as a negative or a how in the world did I get myself into this situation? It's a paradigm buster. It's a doorway squeezer, and it is going to make you extra special. and shift your life for the positive, truly for the positive, on the other side. So know in your heart of hearts, not only will this pass, but you will be much, much, much stronger and better for it. Woohoo! With that said, I am going to ask Jessica, and I know better than this. So if she doesn't answer, we're just going to have an awkward pause and then we'll continue. If there's anything that she wants me to add, I'm seeing hair wildly. Actually, we both got haircuts. There's change. I'm seeing hair wildly moving back and forth with some beautiful layers and bangs next to me as she is saying, no, there's nothing she wants to add. Coaching side of things, we're booked into mid-April at the moment. So if you're interested in coaching, if you're really interested in changing your life, I can help. But I'm going to have to get you on the waiting list. And that waiting list keeps going out further and further and further and further and further. So if you're interested, come on over to, I believe it's inspirenationshow.com/coaching. And we can have a free, short, one-on-one session, about a 15-minute session to see if coaching with me is right for you. All right. With that said, I'm going to open it up to some beautiful questions from some brilliant people and some brilliant questions from some beautiful people, or something to that effect. I'm so excited to take your questions and talk with you tonight. What do we have first, Jessica?
Okay, our first question is from Diana, who writes, I have a fear of driving and I've had it for years. I really want to challenge myself, but I get scared when I imagine scary scenarios because I think I'll attract an accident. Any thoughts on this?
Diana, the first thought that comes to mind is, and I'm not sure what your budget is like or anything of the sort, but I'd get with a driving instructor again. But I would call the local driving schools. I would see which feels right for you. And then I would talk with instructors in advance to see who will understand your unique circumstances. There are many adults who are getting back into driving who have had accidents, injuries, illness, for whatever reason. Ms. Jessica. Yes. Did you go for a period of your life without a driver's license?
Yes. When I was sick with mole toxicity, I let my driver's license lapse. And for a year, I didn't have one. And then I ended up back in New Jersey. And I had to retake the... I don't remember how it happened, but I had to retake the written test. Yep. And I almost failed because all the questions are geared towards teenagers. And so the questions were like, at what age do you need to have your permit?
For somebody who's 14, 15, 16 years old age would know these questions like the back of their hand.
I knew the answers for questions about, at what weight do you need to put your child in this kind of child seat? I mean, I did back then. I don't remember now. And anyway, so I passed. Yeah. Barely.
Woohoo! So the point is, no matter your circumstance for having challenges with driving now, there's assistance for you. There are people that can help. You can certainly do visualization work. If it was me and I was struggling with that challenge, I would do a lot of tapping work, EFT tapping, going over different points and rewiring my subconscious. I would do visualization work, first seeing myself getting in and out of the car without getting scared, then turn on the ignition without getting scared, then maybe putting my hands on the wheel without getting scared, and take it one tiny little step at a time to get comfortable with this process before heading back on the road. But I'd also call in some professional assistance. I think that can be a beautiful opportunity to make a new friend. The last thought that I have is you may well understand where this fear is coming from. It may be from an accident, but oftentimes these are mirrors or portals into something else. That fear actually may have more to do with a lack of control in your life or something much bigger than the driving itself. Writing about that, learning about that can actually turn this fear of driving into the most positive experience. And then you can start to play and get yourself back behind the wheel. Let us know how this goes, Diana. I'm so excited and look forward to seeing in the chat or an email from you saying, Michael and Jessica, I did it. I'm back behind the wheel. It took me X time, Y time, Z time. It doesn't matter. No judgment. But I did it. I did it. I did it. Because Diana, we know you can. Kind, gentle, easy, good. Be the tortoise, not behind the wheel, I mean, but what I mean is take your time to do this, but do challenge yourself to do it. Beautiful question. Thank you, Diana. Next question.
Naomi asks, what's your take on shaman healing?
My take on shaman healing, Naomi, is I've had dear shaman friends. I would love to and will over time learn even more about shamanic practices and shamanic healing from what I do know, and I am anything but an expert on it. Awesome, amazing, incredible, works on the other side of the veil, helps you get at subconscious wounds, at subconscious blocks, at energetic wounds, at energetic blocks, at what they call soul fragments, pieces of you that have been left behind from trauma and other situations, and really helps you get at pieces of your life journey and path that have to do with your health and your healing that you were probably on a conscious level, at least completely unaware of. So with the right practitioner, and I definitely recommend for shamanic journeying, starting with a practitioner if you can, I think it's one of the greatest things in the world. I'm not an expert. I don't play one on TV, but that is my 2 cents. So I would recommend it with the right person, absolutely wholeheartedly. Great question, Naomi, and be well on the journey.
Our next question is from Johanka.
Yeah.
There are times, however, when you need to give up. How do you know how to recognize this and differentiate it from those times when you should keep pushing?
That's a brilliant question, Johanka. And that is one that we faced, I think, twofold, at least on Maui, with a couple different projects where we were trying to be Sisyphus. I believe it's a Greek mythological character pushing a stone up a hill. And each time we get up the hill, the stone would come right back down and roll right on top of him. And we were completely unwilling to give up. We were stuck in our paradigm. So one thing that you can do is, well, the most important thing that you can do is work to get out of your paradigm. That can be speaking with others, supportive, loving, kind, and gentle people. It can be through automatic writing, which is now our most important tool for us being able to recognize, is this a healthy pattern? Is this something that we get to go up, over, around, under, or through? Or are we really banging our heads against the wall? And we have learned you get to step back, hit the pause button, look and ask. Ask self, ask God, ask universe, ask what is going on here? And really pause and listen. The answer is always there. Now, the first answer is always blow back from the ego going, you're doomed. Nothing's going to work out. That's ego. We get to let go of ego and just be quiet and sit with it and see what is there. But there's no need to rush. Just because something isn't working at the moment doesn't mean that you don't continue in that path. However, when you find your head banging against the wall and time after time a pattern of doors closing in front of you occurs, it is really time to step back, ask big picture questions, write, go quiet, and listen. So important, Johanka. I wish you well on your journey. Let us know as well how it turns out. And on that note, I am sure whether it is time to continue in this direction or whether it is time to pivot, these are all learnings and you're absolutely right on path.
Our next question is from Meredith, who
Yes.
asks, what if I'm ready for change, Michael, but it's not appearing? I'm actively trying to manifest it, especially with a career shift and romance.
So Meredith, this is a brilliant question. What you are is on the plateau. In fact, I'm looking at a plateau in the distance. And on the plateau, we don't think things are manifesting. We don't think any change is occurring, but it's actually occurring right beneath the surface. It's as if you're getting a running start, or if you think of an old, this dates me, balsa wood airplane where you wind a propeller with a rubber band and then the thing goes flying. Even though you're not seeing that change occurring, you are winding the rubber band. There is more going on than meets the eye. I would write about it. I would do intention work each and every morning, giving thanks, getting excited for what you hope to see in your life and how you wanted to see it come about. Most importantly, how you want it to feel. But then I wouldn't try to rush things. I would always recommend stepping forward. To me, there's something special in getting that energy moving. Meeting, in our case, with an expert, even when we may not feel ready for that next step, helps give us information. It's all energy is information, or information is energy. So get that energy flowing, but get it flowing kind, gentle, easy, good. Meaning don't try to force it. Don't try to push it. There could be a reason it's taking its time. Dive in on the inside. Meditate. Visualize. Ask questions. Go into automatic writing or morning pages and ask, why aren't things appearing yet? What am I missing here? What is that one next thing I get to do that I haven't been aware of, or that I've been resistant of? There's often a next step to take that we're resistant of, and that the ego may even have blowback for. That if you take that, may shift everything. But if I know one thing, the plateau or that stuckedness when we want great change is never what it appears to be. So keep stepping forward, keep writing about it, keep praying about it, and you will see magical positive change coming your way. Last thoughts. Look carefully at yourself in the mirror and ask, is there anything I'm doing to sabotage myself in the process? For instance, while regularly we need to hold on to our day job till we find something else. It's something I love, and Lisa Nichols from The Secret, she calls it our investor in our future. Is it that you have set yourself up so there is no possibility of finding another job? Or you have set yourself up where there is no possibility of meeting somebody right now? Do look and see if there is some way that you are deliberately, usually the subconscious, holding yourself back. Brilliant question, and I wish you the best on your journey. Please let us know how it goes as well. Do we have a next question?
Can you repeat your morning routine again?
Ooh, I'd be happy to. So, well, there's my typical morning routine. My morning routine is a little bit abridged at the moment. But typically what it is I get out of bed and I like to look for a positive or give something to give thanks for before my feet hit the ground. Even though my natural state in the morning, instead of being woohoo first thing in the morning, I'm like, oh, I'm like firing on a quarter cylinder. But I look for something to be really positive about. And then I crawl down to the studio. I heat up some hot water, and I do hot water, lemon, pure organic lemon juice and ginger. I shave, because if I do my meditation and my morning writing with an itchy, scratchy face, I am thinking about the itchy, scratchy face. Then I go sit down and I pray that the love bug will curl up in my lap, which is heavenly and divine. I pray that my little backup computer doesn't blow up when I do one more day of automatic writing. I flip the computer on. Truth be told, I check the weather because I'm always excited to see if there's any snow coming. Then I dive into a heart coherence meditation. I use a little tool from HeartMath. You put a little earlobe sensor on, and it helps you measure how deep of a meditation you are, vibrating from the heart. I do that meditation at least 20, 30, 40 minutes or more. And I'm typically, at some points, I'm quiet during this meditation, and other points I'm radiating as much love as I can. And like this morning, and actually lately, I've been breathing in all the love and light I can for Jessica, for my family, for the kitty cats, and for our unborn baby. And then I send out love for you, our audience. So in for Jessica, family, kitties, and babies. Out for the audience. In for Jessica, family, baby, kitties. Out for the audience. And I just crank up all the love and light that I possibly can. Then I drop into the silence for a little bit. Just go totally quiet. Then pray that the computer is still working. And then I say some prayers. And I dive into my automatic writing process, asking God, source, universe, whatever we want to call it, inner wisdom. What do I need to know for today? start into a conversation with the divine more or less for 10, 20, 30 minutes, then dive into intention work. My intention work is, what are my hopes, dreams, plans for the future? What do we hope to bring in income this year? How do we want the business to grow this year? How do I want more free time this year? How about healthy, happy baby, my total health, Jessica's total health, and on and on and on it goes. And that's usually about a 20-minute process, because I know the real work in life isn't applying for a job, isn't contacting an expert. Oh, these are helpful, mind you. Isn't any step that we do here in the physical. It's what we do on the other side of the veil, really inside, but I describe it as up and above on that other side of the veil. That's where the real work takes place. I call myself a magician. I call myself an alchemist. You certainly are too, particularly if you're listening to the show. We are always creating with our thoughts. We are always creating with our mind. We are creating in each and every moment. Well, I'm not creating anything. Are you hungry? Well, yeah. What are you going to do after this? I'm going to get some food. There, you created an eating experience. We are always creating with our minds. The more time that you spend in that space, in that liminal world, in that half here, half there space, and I do it with my headphones on, listening to beautiful theta brain entrainment music, the more time that you do that, the more magical results you see in the here and now. From there, I may look at my calendar of what I've got to do today, or at least who I need to interview today. Note, I do not check email first thing in the morning because I don't want to give away my power to somebody else. Then I go in the kitchen. I hopefully make the most beautiful green or lately fruity, tutti frutti smoothie for the Jessica and myself. I want it to be the most calming, soothing smoothie for baby on board as possible. How have I been doing lately?
Much better.
Did you hear that? She said much better. Woohoo! So I've been working on my smoothie skills. We got smoothie on board. Now we're getting a little, I'm surprised, getting some oatmeal back on board with some berries. And then it's off to the gym and on to our beautiful day. So that's kind of an extended version of our morning routine. Any other questions?
Diana asks, do you guys ever eat any junk food? I'm having trouble staying committed to eating healthy.
Diana, that's a brilliant question. Do we want to give that to you first?
Well, yesterday we went to see Corey, our hairstylist.
We did.
And I started feeling nauseous.
You did.
And she offered saltines.
Which doesn't sound like much, but in our world is blasphemy.
They weren't organic. And I ate them anyway.
With a smile, and you bless them. And that's really what it's all about. It's a brilliant question. And so first off, I don't believe in eating pure. I don't believe in eating clean. I don't believe in you have to do it X, Y, Z way or something is going to happen to you. That to me is a lot of fear mongering. My screen is dimmed. Can you tell why? And if not, I won't worry about it. Okay, we're brightness. Here we go. That's better. Now I can see again. So most important is the energy behind that. With that said, I have been having a large frequency of guests lately talking about eating healthy and avoiding toxins as recently as today. But because it's all energy and there's a human nature. If I take something away from you, you want it more. Whether that is a food, whether that is a person in your life, whether that is a job, whatever it is nature that when something is taken away from us, we want it. So when we want to eat more healthfully, it's best not to maybe take something away that you love cold turkey and say you can never, ever, 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 ever have it again, or your inner child goes nuts and blows back at you. So maybe it's a little bit of pizza or some chocolate chip cookies or whatever it is for you in moderation as you are weaning back so that your palate, relatively speaking, loves other stuff. All of those authors say, if you go completely raw, if you go completely vegan, if you go completely this, completely that, your desire for blah, blah, blah will completely disappear. And I say that's complete. Boop, boop. Because I've had neurotically clean diets for many years. Those cravings don't stop. I can't eat much right now. I'm gumming food. But I put popcorn into my organic popcorn, mind you, into my organic, I don't even know if it's organic, lentil soup this evening so I could gum some popcorn. Oh, and it was good. So, years ago, Jessica, I can't do it. I have a canary in a coal mine stomach. If something is anything but totally pure, my stomach bloats like Santa Claus. But years ago, particularly when we were on Maui, oh my God, I loved donuts. And Jessica would love taking the opportunity on something like a YouTube Live to share with the world, Michael had a donut. I know you're dying to say something.
Well, whenever we would drop off a guest or guests at the airport on Maui, whenever we had a guest that we dropped off at the airport when we lived on Maui, we would stop at the Krispy Kreme to celebrate.
Oh my God.
Because it was like right around the corner from the airport.
And I realized eating Krispy Kreme is probably about as healthy as drinking motor oil.
We don't do that anymore.
We don't do that anymore. But it just goes to show that do you want me to point that back? Or it just goes to show that it's okay. It's okay. Love yourself up. It's all energy. There are particularly studies that show people live longer if they smoke cigarettes and have a good network of friends than if they eat totally healthy and don't smoke cigarettes, but don't have any close connections.
Yeah. But, to answer the question, we don't eat a whole lot of junk food, but we don't buy it in the first place. So it's not in the house. So that makes it a lot easier. I will have a slice of pizza maybe like once a week. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's vegan. Sometimes it's not.
Whole food pizza.
Usually it's vegan, but not always.
Yeah. And for myself, I've had tooth challenges in the past, which were caused in many ways by blood sugar challenges. So I am real low on what I will touch as far as sugar. Other than chocolate chips, I can't think of anything that I have.
Oh, no, I'll buy like a chocolate bar once a week.
That's good. That's very good.
Dark chocolate.
And I guess my thing right now, I have some popcorn. I love having my cacao nibs in my smoothie. So after we make your Tutti Frutti smoothie for you and we poured out yours, I chockify mine. So no sugar in it, just the cacao nibs. And oh my God, I absolutely love it. And I do have, rather than a sweet tooth, I have a heat tooth. I love my hot sauce. And I am really working hard right now to try to find, it looks like you might want to say something, a good organic solution because peppers are in the dirty W. Go to ewg.org, ewg.org, and you will find, if you can't afford to go fully organic, you will find the best foods or the most important foods to go organic or the worst foods to not go organic. And peppers is unfortunately on that dirty dozen list. And so I am shifting right now and I am on the hunt for great hot sauce. On that note, I don't know. We got a P.O. box recently. I don't even know what the P.O. box is. But if people ever want to send a gift, I'm up for you sending me good organic hot sauce. I'm talking ghost pepper. I'm talking habanero. I'm talking jalapeno. I'm talking Thai food hot. Above and beyond whatever the scale is. That's my, I don't know if I call it weakness, but I absolutely love that.
I hope that's our P.O. box number.
Well, if not, somebody's going to be getting some great hot sauces. We've got time, I think, for one more question.
What was it? The website?
ewg.org.
Is that right?
You've got an extra R in there after the G.
Oh.
ewg.org. Give you the Dirty Dozen and the something 20, I think, in there. I don't know why I've been getting so many amazing guests on hidden toxins in our foods, things to watch out for, all sorts of stuff. I think there's a push. I know when we surveyed you, our audience, that diet, health, and nutrition was high up on that list. So maybe that's why all these guests are coming to us right now. So do we have time for one more question? Oh, and going back to the peppers, because I just noticed somebody said they were surprised. In 2000, I had my second, I think in the year 2000, I had my second sinus surgery. I used to get sick after sick after sick after sick after sick. I don't even get a cold anymore. My immune system was so strong, I was able to handle what was going on in my mouth. But in 2000, I had my second major sinus surgery, and I realized that I was the quintessential whiteboard. If I had one red pepper seed, an entire Chinese food meal, I would be crying in pain. But I learned, surprisingly, at Chipotle, I learned that if I started putting hot sauce on things, my sinuses started to drain and I started to feel better, and it cleared me out and it boosted my immune system. And since then, I went from not being able to handle the most mild of spicy to now being able to handle, relatively speaking, the spiciest food. I'm typically the guy who goes into the restaurant and I'll ask the chef to make something that's twice as hot as the sun. Don't I?
Yep.
So, and I love it. And that's not trying to boast. I just truly, it's a hobby of mine. I love amazing hot food. The schnoz is looking good. Well, thank you. A last question.
So Lucy had asked, what heart coherence meditation do you do in the morning?
That's a beautiful question, Lucy. And it varies from day to day. I do focus on breathing in and out through the heart. But my main focus is where I can focus. My main focus, I guess that's the way to put it, where I can focus that energy. So right now, that is really breathing in energy for those closest to me in my life. Like you, each and every morning, I'm trying to send you all the love and energy I possibly can.
Really?
Yes.
Even when I've gotten up to go to the bathroom for the 4th time?
Why the hell would I judge you for that? Excuse me. Yeah. No, my job is to try to bring your energy up. I really don't succeed, but that is my job to try. So I'm breathing into the heart all the love and healing and positive energy that I can for Jessica, for the baby, for the kiddies, and for my parents and Jessica's parents, and for my sister as well, for everybody in our family. And then I'm focusing on all this love coming out from my heart, kind of almost like a Care Bear stare, coming out to the world, to everybody who listens to the show, to everybody who follows us, to everybody whose lives that we touch. That tends to bring my heart coherence. And there's a device, and you can actually watch it going up and up and up. That tends to bring it up the highest. I'm always trying to watch and see if my mind wanders and you'll see the heart coherence go down and bring it back up as well. Looks like you have one last thing to add. Then I've got to hop off the line and get ready for my next coaching session.
I do?
Maybe you don't.
I don't think I do.
All right. Shall we have everybody drop and do 10 woohoos? And is there anything that you wanted to add as far as anything you wanted to add as far as notes, information, upcoming things, the learning center / vault, the survey, coaching, patron. We're 100% supported by you, our audience. So if you want to support the show, if you love what you're hearing, if you want to become a part, even closer part of the Inspire Nation family, and I've been doing a lot of blogging at Patreon right now. I've been a lot of sharing of our journey going on right now, particularly with this pregnancy going on. Come on over to patreon.com/Inspire Nation. Again, patreon.com/Inspire Nation. Jessica will be putting that up on here, and you can become a part of the Inspire Nation family and help support the show. So with that said, why don't we, as soon as you've got that typed, why don't we jump into 10 woohoos, and then I am going to help go change somebody's life. Ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh.
Woohoo! 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 Join us. Woohoo! Woohoo! 5 more. Woohoo! 3. Woohoo! 2. Woohoo! 1. Woohoo! And of course, bonus. Woohoo! Thank you so, so much. We love you guys so, so much. Is there a kitty in the immediate vicinity for a kitty cameo? I don't believe so tonight.
There's one. She's sleeping.
Oh no, we won't. We won't do that. We're too good at parents. We love you guys. We look forward to seeing you next week. Be sure to leave us your comments, your questions, your thoughts. Fill out the survey. Sign up if you want a one-on-one session with me about coaching. And above and beyond all else, shine bright. Woohoo! Love you guys.